UgPie Publishing presents Little Josie Blue Eyes, Flowers for Everyone. Written and illustrated by Ray Kelly. Little Josie Blue Eyes stood at her bedroom window. She counted raindrops as they fell to the ground. While she couldn't go out to play, little Josie Blue Eyes smiled because she knew that rain could be a very, very good thing. Rain keeps the grass real green. And the rain helps her dog stay clean. The rain gives squirrels a reason to rest. And rain always, always allows rainbows to look their best. But more than anything at all, little Josie Blue Eyes loved the way rain helped the flowers in her garden stand strong, beautiful, and tall. When it wasn't raining, little Josie Blue Eyes would visit her garden at least once a day. Sometimes she would sit and talk to her garden of flowers. She would tell her flowers about her hopes, her dreams, and her fears. Sometimes little Josie Blue Eyes would perform a play she had written for her garden of flowers. And sometimes, at night, little Josie Blue Eyes would lie next to her garden of flowers and try to count all of the stars in the sky. No matter what little Josie Blue Eyes did, her garden of flowers always made her feel happy. One afternoon, as little Josie Blue Eyes was reading a book to her garden of flowers, her father appeared. "Little Josie, I need you to help me clean up this yard," he said calmly. "You can start by pulling all of these weeds." He was pointing at her garden of flowers. "But, Daddy, these are not weeds. They're flowers. They are my flowers, and I love them," little Josie Blue Eyes said, looking confused. "Little Josie, don't argue with me," her father said firmly. "I want you to pull those ugly weeds now," he demanded. Her father looked very angry. "But they're pretty to me," little Josie Blue Eyes cried as she began to pull the first flower from her garden. A little while later, little Josie Blue Eyes stood next to a big pile of flowers. But as hard as she tried, little Josie Blue Eyes just couldn't throw all of her beautiful flowers into the garbage can. "If these flowers made me happy for so long, maybe I should share that happiness with someone else," little Josie Blue Eyes thought to herself. "I have an idea," little Josie Blue Eyes yelled as she pulled the pink bow from her hair. "I'm going to give my flowers away, spreading happiness and smiles everywhere I go." Little Josie Blue Eyes started tying her flowers into bunches with pieces of her own pink hair bow. When she finished later that night, little Josie Blue Eyes raised her flowers toward the moon and giggled, "World, say hello to my happy flowers." The next morning, little Josie Blue Eyes left her house pulling a big red wagon filled with her happy flowers. First, she gave some happy flowers to Ms. Jacobs, who had a cold. "Achoo! Thank you, little Josie. These flowers are delightful. I'm sure they will help me feel better in no time." Her second stop was Mr. Chu's house. Mr. Chu accepted the flowers and began to smell them. "Thank you, little Josie. These flowers smell like sunshine and candy." Next, little Josie Blue Eyes stopped at the neighborhood hospital. She gave happy flowers to everyone she met. Later, she gave flowers to the Keller family and to her teachers, Mr. Rodriguez and Mrs. Seitz. By the time little Josie Blue Eyes returned home, the sun had set and the moon was shining brightly in the night sky. Only one bunch of happy flowers remained in her wagon. Before little Josie Blue Eyes went to sleep, she put the last bunch of happy flowers in a vase next to her bed. That night, little Josie Blue Eyes slept very well. The next day, little Josie Blue Eyes heard a knock at the door. When she opened the door, she got a very big surprise. The whole neighborhood had come to see little Josie Blue Eyes. Everyone looked very happy. Mr. Chu stepped forward and said, "Little Josie, we all want to thank you for sharing your happy flowers with us yesterday. Plus, your happy flowers helped cure my cold," Ms. Jacobs added excitedly. "Your happy flowers have brought so much peace and love into all of our lives," said Mr. Rodriguez. Suddenly, Mrs. Seitz jumped in front of little Josie Blue Eyes and asked, "Will you help us start the Happy Flowers Community Garden? Then we can help you grow enough happy flowers to share with everyone," the Keller family agreed. Excitedly, little Josie Blue Eyes shouted, "That's a great idea! Everyone should have happy flowers." "I do have one favor to ask," little Josie Blue Eyes said, blushing. "Can we also grow a few weeds?" Just then, without notice, little Josie Blue Eyes found herself being lifted into the air. It was her father, and he was smiling. Little Josie, we can grow as many weeds as you'd like, her father said proudly, because you showed us all that weeds can be the most beautiful, happy flowers in the whole wide world. The end. To learn more about UgPie and our mobile timeouts for children and their parents, visit us online at www.ugpie.com.